Hello students, welcome to Samveda e-learning program class 9 science. Chapter 1 matter in our surroundings. A warm welcome to you all to study the chapter 1 matter in our surroundings. Students, learning points of session 1 of 3 is number 1 physical nature of matter, number 2 combination of a matter, number 3 movement of particles in a matter, number 4 characteristics of particles in a matter and attraction between the particles. So, these are the concepts or learning points are going to study in this session 1 of 3. Children, as we look our surroundings, we see a large varieties of things with different shapes, size and textures. The chalk piece has a different size and shape. Likewise, a glass will have different size and shape. So, the shape and size will be circular, oval, a triangle, a rectangle. Varieties of things are there in our surroundings with different shapes, size and textures, isn't it? The color will be different, the shape will be different, the size will be different. Some are very small and some are very big. Everything in this universe is made up of materials which scientists have named matter. Everything of this universe made up of a material is called a matter. That means the air we breathe is a matter. The food we eat, it is a matter. The stones, it is a matter. Clouds, rivers, it is a matter. Stars in the sky, it is made up of matter. Varieties of plants and animals, it is a matter. So, everything, it may be living or non-living, are made up of matter. Even a small drop of water is a matter, it is made up of a matter. Particles of sand, it is a matter. So, observe carefully, these what we have seen in these pictures as sand, as stones, plants, animals, food, clouds, rivers, everything, they have a mass and they occupy space. So, all the things mentioned above occupy space and have mass, isn't it? A drop of water also has mass. In other words, they have both mass and volume. ರಾಶಿ ಮತ್ತು ಗಾತ್ರವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತವೆ. The SI unit of mass is kilogram, kg. Mass is measured in terms of kilogram or kg. The SI unit of volume is cubic meter or say meter cube. See here, the common measuring volume is liter, such that 1 liter is equals to 1 decimeter cube or 1 liter is equals to 1000 ml. 1 ml is equals to 1 cubic centimeter. Understand? These are the measuring units of mass and volume. Early Indian philosophers classified matter in the form of 5 basic elements, the Panchatattva, that is air, earth, fire, sky and water. We call Panchabhutas. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕೂಡ ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ಹಿಂದಿನ ತತ್ವಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಫೈರ್, ಅರ್ತ್, ಏರ್, ವಾಟರ್ and sky, these are the Panchatatvas, Panchabhutas. Understand? According to them, everything living or non-living, was made up of these 5 basic elements, that is the Panchatattvas. But modern day scientists have evolved 2 types of classification of matter, that is based on their physical properties and chemical nature. Physical properties and chemical nature. Now, let us discuss about the physical nature of matter. First one is, matter is made up of particles. This is one of the physical nature of a matter. What does that mean? For a long time, 2 schools of thought prevailed regarding the nature of matter. One school believed matter to be continuous like a block of wood, whereas the other thought that matter was made up of particles like a sand. That is, one school believed that it is like a block of wood. Matter is, the particles of matter like a block of wood. The other one believed that it is like a particles of sand. So, which one is correct? Okay, for this, let us perform an activity to decide about the nature of matter. Is it continuous or particulate? Okay, so activity for you students. Let us perform an activity to decide about the nature of matter. Is it continuous or particulate? Now, I have taken a glass of water. See, I will add water to this glass. Observe the level of water. Now, I am going to add some salt to this water. See here. I am going to stir. See, the water level did not rise. See here. I marked it here now. The water level did not rise. Then, what do you think? That what happened to the salt? Where does it disappear? Does the level of water change? No. So, in order to answer these questions, we need to use the idea that matter is made up of particles. Understand? So, what was there in the spoon, that is salt, has now spread throughout the water. See here, the salt is spread throughout the water. So, you can taste in any side, you will taste salty. What is now salt? That means what? The salt is spread evenly throughout the water. It shows that the matter is made up of particles. These particles are dissolved in another matter and it is what? It is spread throughout the water. So, by these experiments, in order to answer these questions, we need to use the idea that matter is made up of particles. So, what was there in the spoon, a salt or sugar, has now spread throughout water. So, it shows that the matter is made up of particles. Understand? The next one is, how small are these particles of matter? How small? What is the size of that particles? Okay. Now, we conduct an experiment for you to study this concept. Now, let us discuss the other concept. How small are these particles of matter? How small are they? Now, for this we need a glass of water, potassium permanganate. If it is not available, we can use food color also. So, I have food color with me, that is a lemon yellow. Now, I add water to this glass, say 100 ml. So, I am taking nearly 200 ml of water. I will add little bit of lemon yellow into the glass of water. See here, what will happen? So, I will stir it well. Now, see, observe the color here. Observe the color. Now, I will take another glass of water. So, I will take 1 spoon of this lemon yellow liquid and I will transfer to this another glass of water. What do you notice here? See, after dilution also, we see noticing the color. Now, I will transfer a spoon of this liquid to another glass of water. See, after dilution also, we noticing some color. If you go on doing 3 to 4 times like this, the water is still colored. What it shows that just a few crystals of this food color can color a large amount of water, say 1 liter. If you do this with potassium permanganate, you get next result. Okay, students, by these experiments, we can conclude that there must be millions of tiny particles in just one crystals of a potassium permanganate or a food color what we use in this experiment. Understand? So, we conclude that there must be millions of tiny particles in just one crystals of this food color, or it may be potassium permanganate, which keep on dividing themselves into smaller and smaller particles, isn't it? We had just 1 spoon of sugar to a glass of milk. Likewise, these, and also see here, we put only a few drops of buttermilk to a huge amount of milk to make curd. So, we conclude that there must be millions of tiny particles in just one crystals of potassium permanganate or food color, which keep on dividing themselves into smaller and smaller particles. Understand? The same activity can be done using 2 ml of Dettol instead of potassium permanganate or food color. Just take 2 ml of Dettol, go on diluting it, but the smell can be detected even on repeated dilution, isn't it? So, you can conduct next in your home, it is not harmful, it is very easy to conduct, and also you will get a better knowledge about this concept. Will you do? Okay. The next concept is characteristics of particles of matter. What are the characteristics? First one, particles of matter have space between them. There is space between them. Let us conduct an experiment for this. So, we already conducted 2 experiments, that is activities 1 and 2. So, first one we are going on diluting the food color, and also other one is the salt what we add to this water, the level it not rises. It shows that the particles of sugar, salt, Dettol or anything got evenly distributed in water. Similarly, when you make a tea or coffee, particles of one type of matter get into the space between particles of the other. After making, to prepare a coffee or tea, we use coffee powder or tea powder, milk, water, sugar, etc. After preparation, you can't distinguish between, or you can't divide, okay, this is milk, this is coffee powder, tea powder, this is sugar, like that. What it shows, that is they evenly distributed with one another. So this shows that there is enough space between particles of matter. Understand? Okay. The next thing is particles of matter are continuously moving. See here, I will conduct a simple demonstration in front of you. Particles of matter are continuously moving. For this, now I have a incense stick with me. Can we get a smell if we stand here for a long distances? Now I will light this incense stick. See, what observe now? Okay. You can, if you stand for long distance, you can get the smell of this incense stick, isn't it? So, do you get the smell sitting at a distance? Yes, of course, you will get. That means it shows that particles of matter are continuously moving, but here I have increased the temperature, isn't it? So, in front of you I have taken two glasses, one with cold water, other I will add hot water. See, in front of you I have two glasses of water, one is, this is cold, this one is hot. Now I will add this pinch of food color to both the glasses. Observe carefully which one, in which water it dissolves very fast. Yes, in hot water it dissolves very fast, diffusing very fast. In cold water it taking some times to diffuse, isn't it? What it shows? It shows that as the temperature increases, what happens? What will happen? The kinetic energy of particles also increases. So it shows that increase in temperature leads to increase in the kinetic energy of particles, so they diffuse very fast. So hot water diffusion is very fast, in cold water is very less. See here, just now it is diffusing. You know the term diffusion, you know that solid and liquids can diffuse in a liquid also, but the rate of diffusion is different for different substances. See here in front of you, I am doing some experiment. This is potassium permanganate. Now I am going to add this to one of the glass containing water. So what happens? It start diffusing. See the, it is very fast, diffusion is very fast, so that within no time the color of the water get changed. Now in another glass I will add some drops of honey into another glass. So what will happen? Is it diffusing that much fast where the potassium permanganate diffuses? No. First it settle at the bottom, it starts diffusing slowly, it may take hours together for complete diffusion, or it may take some minutes for complete diffusion compared to potassium permanganate. Now I will take hot water instead of cold water. See, it is hot water I have taken. Now I am going to add this potassium permanganate. So what will happen? Now see the rate of diffusion compared to cold water and hot water. Each glass the diffusion is very fast. Yes, in hot water, the diffusion is very fast compared to cold water. But this shows that diffusion, the rate of diffusion increases by increase in temperature. And also, it shows that the diffusion is not same to all types of liquids and solids. It depends on the properties, physical nature of a substances. See, still diffusing, already diffused completely. We can increase the diffusion even by stirring also. If it's going on stirring these substances, it diffuses very fast. See here. So, by stirring also, you can increase the rate of diffusion. You can see in your kitchen, our mom going to prepare a coffee or tea, she is going to stir the substances and going to mix very fast so that they will diffuse very fast. Isn't it? Okay. So, from these above 3 activities, we can conclude the following. That is, number 1, particles of matter are continuously moving. That is, they possess what we call the kinetic energy. Next one is, as the temperature rises, particles move faster. So, we can say that with increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of particle also increases. So, increase in temperature leads to increase in the kinetic energy. Next point is, the particles of matter intermix on their own with each other. They intermix on their own with each other. They do so by getting into the spaces between the particles. This intermixing of particles of 2 different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. With diffusion, the intermixing of 2 different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. The incense sticks, the smell will diffuse into the air, that is called diffusion. The ink, a drop of ink, it is intermixed with the water, that is called diffusion. We also observe that on heating, diffusion becomes faster. Isn't it? Next, particles of matter attract each other. For this, let us conduct an activity. Students, solids have definite shape. By applying external force, we cannot change the shape of a solid. For this, let us do a small activity. I have a wooden plank with me, a nail, piece of rubber, a chalk piece, and a stone. Now, I am going to hammer on these substances. First of all, see on the wooden plank. Now, on the nail, the rubber, the chalk piece, on a stone. By this experiment, what did you notice? By applying external force, the shape of the substances, that is solid, they did not change. But the shape did not change. By applying the external force, we can break the solid, they will break, but we cannot change their shape. That means we can increase the length, but the properties, the quality of the solid it will not change. But by applying forces, they will break, but they will not lose their properties. And also, we can say that the breaking of substances depending on its nature only. Some will break by applying small amount of external force. For some should apply more force, for some should apply extra forces to break them. Rubber, it will change shape when applying the forces, but it will regain its shape by removing the pressure. Students, I have a glass here. I am pouring water to this glass. Now getting the stream of water. I am going to cut this stream. Is it possible? No. Is it possible? No. What it shows? What could be the reasons behind the stream of water remaining together? That is, there is a force of attraction acting between the water molecules. The above three activities suggest that particles of matter have force acting between them. It may be Van der Waals force of attraction. This force keeps the particles together. The strength of this force of attraction varies from one kind of matter to another. That means all the matters do not have same strength, that is same force of attraction between the particles. Now students, it is a quiz time for you. Let's have fun. Okay, first one. The classification of matter is based on dash and dash. What answer? Yes, physical properties and chemical nature. Second one. Sugar dissolved in water without rise in the water level. This shows the properties of matter that. The answer? Yes, particles of matter have space between them. That is why the water level did not rise. Next question. As the temperature rises, movement of a particle will be slow or fast? Yes, it is faster. The temperature increases, the movement of particles will be increases. Next question. It is impossible to cut the running water. That means particles of matter are continuously moving. Particles of matter are continuously moving. Now students, till now we did lot of experiments, so we learn lot of concepts on this session 1. Now it's time for homework for you. Take questions, write the answer and show to your teacher. First one. Explain the term matter. Explain the term matter. Next, what is diffusion? What is diffusion? Write the physical characteristics of matter. Write the physical characteristics of matter. Explain the effect of temperature on movement of particles in a matter. Explain the effect of temperature on movement of particles in a matter. The water level will not rise even after adding sugar to it. Give reason. The water level will not rise even after adding sugar to it. Give reason. Last, what is the SI unit of mass and volume? What is the SI unit of mass and volume? Okay students, thank you for listening this class. I am your Srinivasa KV, Assistant Master, GHS Kanamakalapalli, Bagepalli Taluku, Chikkalapura District. Thank you.